Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we'll be doing the Cleveland Cavaliers 2025 offseason recap, a year where they were contenders, or they proved that they're contenders. In an offseason that is pivotal because it could be the last year that you see Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and Donovan Mitchell all on the floor together. If you guys don't look at their on-off numbers, Jared Allen was barely a net positive. I think he's like 0.5, while Darius Garland was negative 4.4, I believe. And this is all off the dome per clean glass. Donovan Mitchell was like, I think, almost 2 points above, and then almost 5 points above. Basically, their most effective, most impactful player when he was on the floor was Evan Mobley, which data shows over the last two seasons, their most important two players are Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell, on both just being on the floor, that when they're off the floor, they're significantly worse, while Jared Allen, they're about the same, maybe just a tad bit better, and Evan Mobley slowly entering a level that might be on par to, he has the potential to maybe be an Anthony Davis-like, which would allow him to play either forward position, and then with Darius Garland, we're going to find out if it's all working. So they basically ran the team back, didn't overpay Jerome, brought in Lonzo Ball for Isaac Okoro. They did a lot of smart things here. So before we start today's video, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section. Do you guys like what they did this offseason? Do you guys agree with it? I think they did what needed to be done. All right. They kept their window open. They made slight moves on the margins. And they said, okay, we're going to give this team another shot. We know what came up in the playoffs is partially experience, partially, the configuration of the team. It's going to be hopefully different this year. And if it isn't, we know what we need to do and how we're going to do it. And potentially they're already going to do it because Evan Mobley enacting the Rose rule basically meant that this team now had to go out and start playing the salary cap gymnastics game because it pushed their salary cap to over the second apron, which I don't know if they were expecting to happen, but that's what's one of the things that did end up happening as a result of all this. So what do we think is going to happen here? Well, what did happen was they kept somebody important to them, and the Sam Merrill on a 4-year, $38 million deal. He is a sharpshooter, one of the best shooters in the league, off curls, off screens, off the catch and shoot, set shots, anywhere you want him. Throw Sam Merrill, he'll keep it, and he'll shoot. And the level that he shoots at is phenomenal. And, I mean, if they want to even double dip their toes, go get yourself Garrison Matthews, and now you're going to have a lethal potential amount of shooting off the ball. And they were able to bring back Larry Nance Jr., who is more of a power forward, but can play small ball 5. He can stretch the floor. He's a tenacious rebounder, and he is a guy who has some passing chops, especially out of the small ball sets. Someone that they're going to value tremendously, as he's going to help their team win games and play minutes in the crunch. He's someone who's been there, done that, played for a bunch of teams, rebuilding teams, winning teams, teams with championship aspirations. He's coming home. Maybe he's sleeping in his parents' basement. We don't know. And as we mentioned earlier, Lonzo Ball was brought in. Jerome went to the Grizzlies in free agency, and then obviously in the aforementioned Okoro Bulls swap for Lonzo Ball. And on draft night, they brought in Tyrese Proctor, who I love, the discount version of his Australian teammate, Dyson Daniels. And obviously not as good, but a great point of attack defender who can guard 1 through 3. Over college, he was originally a pure point guard. Over the last few seasons, he's played both on and off ball. He's a guy who can be a secondary or primary playmaker. His three-point shot has gone better. He's just become a 40% shooter on higher volumes. He's got great handles. He loves to defend. He's someone who could push Craig Porter for some minutes as the backup guard, or he could play the 2, maybe even some spotlight minutes at the 3. That's the type of guy you have in Mr. Tyrese Proctor. Really good value for a second-round pick. Now let's pull up the roster. What does that currently look like? Yes, the current roster, if you wanted to see what the depth chart was, we have ourselves Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus, DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen as the potential starting lineup. If Darius Garland, who is currently not going to be expected to participate at the beginning of training camp, hopefully he comes back for training camp, starting lineup with him back is more than likely going to be Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, with DeAndre Hunter playing that 6-man role. Lonzo Ball, Sam Merrill make that 8-man rotation. Jalen Tyson had a great, great, great summer league, hopefully, and he has this Josh Hart type of game. Hopefully, he can come in and start being a part of that team's rotation. Then you have yourself Dean Wade, who is expected to, who's on, has his contract partially guaranteed. So does Craig Porter. Dean Wade being an expiring contract is someone that has a lot of offers around the league, and they have Naquan Tomlin and Luke Travers, and as we mentioned, Jalen Tyson and Larry Nance, all guys who could relieve those minutes of Dean Wade. He's someone that could be expendable, especially with them looking to get under that second apron. Now, they can play around and go into the second apron for this season and then get out of it by moving off next year. So we made it back here. Guys, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think of this roster construction? As we mentioned, they can double dip, or they're still able to dip into the apron this year and then get out of it, because the repeater tax only happens when you double dip, hence the name, the repeater tax. So what do we know? 226 is about the payroll currently. Tax line is $188 million, just under it. They're over the tax by 38.4. They're $31.6 million over the tax. Basically, trading Dean Wade and DeAndre Hunter could help them get out of it, or just trading Darius Garland would allow them to do it with minimal salary coming back. They're $20 million over that tax line, which then could be like Max Strus and Dean Wade. Still a bit tough, but doable if they were trying to move off of those salaries. So, what do we know from this? They believe they can win a championship with this roster. And I can confirm that I was told by one player's agent / manager that was recently traded this offseason when I was in Vegas, that there was an offer. I don't know who offered it, but basically the deal on the table was Darius Garland and Jarrett Allen swap for LeBron and Bronny James. I had another colleague of mine also hear that for somebody else. I can't confirm from a source with either team, but I can tell you I'm hearing from, the agent media side of things that is a deal that was floating around. The team that was hesitant on doing it was the Cavaliers, as it would give them cap flexibility down the road, because LeBron being expiring, and then maybe they bring him. It seems like this is Chris Paul's farewell season. Next year is going to be LeBron's farewell season, and it also gives the Cavs flexibility because they're not stuck in overpaying Darius Garland. Then it allows Evan Mobley to play the center position more frequently, and LeBron could then play power forward. And then the Lakers get a point guard and another center. That's just something we had heard, and I had somebody else who originally heard it the first time with me go and confirm it, and then I heard it also from one other person who was with a trainer. So that's almost 3 people, no one directly involved with either team, but that were being floated around. So adding Lonzo's ball defense and playmaking is huge without having to give up much, instead of overpaying to keep Jerome, who choked in the playoffs. They got to keep Sam Merrill, which gives them that elite floor spacing needed around Mitchell, Garland, and Allen. And they brought in Tyrese Proctor, who could be some low-cost depth. And obviously, the biggest thing here is that the second apron squeeze means that they're not going to be able to make a splashy trade unless they get them out of it. And the big thing is that if they do the deal where we mentioned about LeBron, is that he first would have to get out of the second apron, because it wouldn't work. So basically, they have to ride this core for one more season, or until they're ready to blow it up, and then potentially they could do something to move past it. So that's basically where I'm going to leave this, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, guys, peace out.